Kia ora, good evening, and welcome to the 75th episode of the Huddy Hui. Week 1 of the Swindell Shield is in the bag, and there were some close matches. The Jubilee Cup rematch, well, that was a little bit one-sided. Petone winning that one, 41 points to 3. You can go back and watch that game on Huddy Sports YouTube. We covered that game last week, but Petone have an almighty challenge this week. They've got to go to Helston Park, and they're playing against Johnsonville. And it's not every day that Johnsonville win the first game of the Swindell Shield. And our guest tonight talk about this. He's played well over 100 games for Oriental-Rongotai. And for the last 3 seasons, he's played for the Johnsonville Hawks. Andrew Ellis is our guest on the Huddy Hui tonight. Andrew, many thanks for coming on the Hui. Your win last week over Poneke shocked a lot of people, winning 31 points to 24. What were the keys to the win?
Yeah, cheers, Ray. Thanks for having me on. The keys to the win, geez, I don't know. Just a lot of hard work, I guess. Like Kabuni Park, it was a windy day. We played with the wind in the first half. We tried to play in the right area of the field, scored points. In that second half, we just try to hold on to it a lot and just hold on, really. We've had a real good off season as well for our coaches and got some new players. So we just sort of, had to work real hard for it. It's always tough to go to Kabuni Park and get a win. So we're pretty happy. But yeah.
And of course, Johnsonville won last year in the first world against the Wellington X-Men. Of course, there was a long period of time there where Johnsonville didn't win the opening game, but it seems the club's come a long way and you've recruited very well. Who are some of the players that the club's recruited in the off-season?
This year with Jack's come back, Jack Talapapa. He used to play for Jabil a few years ago. He's been playing at Maris for the last few years and whatnot. So he's come back to have another season with a few of us, and we've got a couple of boys that have come from the UK as well, Regan and Finley, that have slotted in well. And like guys like Ants Pettit have come back for a year. He's had a couple of years off as well. Due to injury and some personal stuff. So yeah, it's been really great to have those guys come back, some experience as well, with our team to help, just help out all over, the younger guys coming through as well. And we've managed to recruit well.
And of course, you've had a few losses in the off season as well in terms of personnel. And one key in particular, he's gone into the coaching area now.
Serge.
Yeah.
Well, funny you say that. Yeah, he answered with an SOS call on the weekend because he came out for us. But yeah, Serge he's a great man. He put so much time and effort into the club since joining and being RDO. He's always, his body's been through hell and back. He's got so many injuries and whatnot, but he always, fronts up if he really needs to. But yeah, I think he's coaching the Colts this year. So yeah, hopefully we don't have to SOS call him too many times, but he always does a job for us when he does come out.
Now, speaking about injuries, you're sporting a black eye.
Yeah.
Tell us how you got that black eye.
Oh wow, a little halfback, Mark Sutton. I was trying to do him a favour by making a bit of a wolf-looking box kick it, and he kicked it straight into my face. So thanks, Mark. Yeah, top man. Yeah.
So let's talk about Helston Park and the club. Tell us about the culture there, because when you go to Helston Park, particularly as a commentator, you go up there on the bank, and they're quite vocal up there, but it's entertaining.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Jabil boy through and through. I grew up in Johnsonville, played all my juniors here, and the culture's amazing, it's great. The people there, like everything, like anything that the boys want in the team, they're always willing to facilitate, whether it's jobs, whether it's any gear that we want. The club's just so awesome around anything that we require. The culture's great. The older heads that you probably hear up on the sideline. It's my old man Chopper. He's always up there hurling abuse at me. I can always hear them. Guys like Kerry Walsh and Wally Smith. I just always hear them yelling, "Take the points" and whatnot. And Yeah, they're all great guys, and but the culture at the club's just awesome. Yeah, real family environment. Just when I turned up, they're just so welcoming, and yeah, just yeah, they're great. Oh, I hope that they're welcoming to any other players that come in as well. But yeah, they're really great club, and they've had it tough for the over the last sort of 10, 15 years with results. So their supporters and their staff, they deserve the wins, and yeah, we want to try and get some more wins for our club.
Now let's talk about that. You mentioned there was a long period there where there was a long drought in terms of wins.
Yeah.
Of course, the last time there was a period there between 2017 and 2020, 36 games in a row, Johnsonville didn't have a win.
Yeah.
Ironically, that was 279 days, half the time of the Trump administration. Avalon was the last team you'd beaten before that rut. And then, of course, you beat them again in 2020. You scored 18 points that day, 2 tries and 4 conversions. Tell us about breaking that duck.
Yeah, I didn't that was my first year at the club, and yeah, when we won, I didn't really know how much it meant to the guys that have played there, and some of the older players and supporters. They were just over the moon. It was crazy. It was such a awesome response that we got. We went back to the club rooms that night, and oh, it was a great night. So many people were congratulating us, and yeah, it was so awesome to get that result. Yeah, I only found out after the match that it had been three, or all of those stats that you said, as many days as it got wins. So yeah, it was really cool feeling, and that kind of gave some of the Jabil guys, players as well, just a taste of victory that they hadn't probably had. Some of them, so it was awesome. I do remember that game. It was at the turf. Yeah, it was a great win for us, and hopefully, yeah, I think it started something with Jabil, a bit of a belief. I think we might have got a couple of other wins that year. Can't remember, but yeah,
I
it
think
was
one of
really
those might
good.
have been Maris St. Pat's from memory too, was it? I think, or was it the following year? Can't
No,
remember.
oh, that was last year. Yeah,
Yeah.
the boys beat them, but yeah, I was away for that.
Now I hear that the censors may take the video down if we let you sing the song, but I hear Johnsonville have a very good victory song.
Oh yeah. Well, they hadn't sung it for 3 years, but yeah. I only learned it like that day as well because we hadn't sung it in a while. But I think we stole it from the Penrith Panthers.
Yeah.
They're always telling you new place to come in. Just Google the Penrith Panthers theme song, and we changed a few words. So yeah, it goes all right. I
It
think it's
goes
a
all
sing.
right. If it
Yeah,
mentioned this the word blue, that's fine. So that's all
yeah,
right. So
yeah.
now, of course, last year, you were off overseas, and talking off here, you were supposed to play overseas, but it didn't quite work out. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, so I went over to I played for a club over in Ireland, Naas, a few years ago, 4 years ago now. I went back there to play another season, and I got there, and my transfer, there was a problem with the transfer and overseas players, and there was a transfer window or something, they told me, and I was too late. So I was stuck over there. Went there in like January, and that was at the height of COVID when the borders were closed down, and everything like that. So I got there and waited around a few weeks, and they told me, "Nah, sorry, I don't think you're going to be able to play for the first team." So I ended up playing 2 or 3 games for the second team, and that was it. So it was pretty disappointing, and I was stuck over there because New Zealand borders were closed. Um, but me and my partner Megan, we just made we planned to go over there and do some travel as well, have a bit of an OE, which we got to do, which was amazing. It's such a great trip. And yeah, that's just kind of what came of that.
Now, of
So
course, you said you played for that club 4 years ago. How's the rugby different in Ireland compared to playing, well, here in Wellington in New Zealand?
yeah, the standard over there is really good. All the players over there are really yeah, they're all talented players. The Irish, they love their drinking culture as well, which is great fun. Um, but no, the standard it'd be similar level. What we played, they play a lot more forward and a lot more structured rugby. I noticed. They have calls for everything. It's crazy. When I'm playing over here, I used to just kind of if there's someone makes a line break or whatever, you just play on the fly and you do what you can to score a try. But they have a call for everything, and very very structured rugby and very forward dominated. There's some massive forwards over there. I guess that's why their national side are doing so well as well. But yeah, that's probably the comparisons I can imagine.
So you played over 30 games for the Johnsonville Hawks so far. What's your best game in their colours to date?
Oh, I think there was a match we played 2 years ago. Where we beat Upper Hutt. We put 50 points on them, and that was another one of those stats where someone came out and told us it was the first time the club had put 50 points in anyone in 4 or 5 years or something.
Yeah.
So I really remember that game. That was a big victory for us. Yeah, and beating Axemen, I think 2 years ago, after they had beaten us during the season, we got them in the Hardham Cup, I think, and then we managed to beat them, and then get to the Hardham Cup semi-final. So I think that was 2 years ago. Those were two pretty memorable footy games for me, for Jago anyway.
Now you sort of gave a hint just before, but why did you move to Johnsonville in 2020 after spending roughly about 7-8 years with Oriental-Rongotai?
Yeah, well, me and my partner, we bought a house out in Newlands here, and my dad and my granddad, and they all play for Johnsonville. So they were struggling at the time, and it wasn't a case of I just wanted to go back there, just help out, if I could. I just turned up to training. There was only about 6 guys there on like the first week of January, and Roy Kinnikinila was there because he lives in Johnsonville, and I was like, "What are you doing here?" And he goes, "What are you doing here?" And I just said, "Oh, I'm going to play for Jaber this year." And yeah, that's kind of how it went, and just grew from there. But yeah, I wanted to go back and help.
And what do you do during the week, Andy? What's your job?
Oh, I'm an electrician. Have my company actually, Panda Electrical. Me and a
Oh, there we go.
friend of mine here. Yeah, we started our own company only about 6 months ago. So electrician, and yeah, that's what I do during the week.
Now let's wind back the clock. Where did your rugby start at junior level?
Johnsonville as well. Johnsonville Rugby. Through there, went to Raroa Intermediate. We had a bit of footy there, and then went to Wellington College. After that, we played a lot of under 55s and 65s, and I was a lot smaller back then. Had a bit of a growth spurt after college. I managed to play in the first 15. I played a couple of games in my last year in school, but not too much, mainly off the bench and in the second 15.
Did you manage to go and play on the quad that year? Were you selected to go play the quad?
Yeah, I was selected. Was I selected? Yeah, I was selected. I didn't get too much game time, but I loved every minute of it. Back then, we were lucky enough that year, 2011, to win the Wellington Comp, and we had a strong first 15 that year. We won quad as well at home, so that was awesome. That was a great experience that we had. So yeah, that was great.
And of course, it seems every time Wellington College hosts the quad, it's World Cup year, and of course, Wellington College is hosting the quad this year. So tell us what's special about the quad tournament.
Oh, it's just the 4 big schools really, and especially at home. When we had it at Cole, we got changed up in the gym. I just remember walking down through the school and the big tunnel of all the supporters and all the schoolboys, and just the big tunnel. And then you go down the stairs, and there's another big tunnel all the way out onto the field. It's just they turn the field around as well. And if you know Cole, they turn the field around, so it's right in front of the terraces there. It's just an amazing atmosphere, and what is it, 2 games in 3 or 4 days is also tough, but it makes it way worth it if you get to win.
So after college, you went to Oriental-Rongotai. You made your debut there in 2013, and do you remember who that was against?
I think it was against Marist, actually. I actually did a season for Marist Colts in 2012. I actually played for them for 1 year. I was living in the city. That was great there. Met some good mates there. Met like my best mate and co-captain Hami. I met him at Marist that year. A few of the boys, and I played. I'm pretty sure it was against Marist. I came off the bench, and then got injured, and then managed to play the next week. But yeah, I do remember that. That was scary. I was absolutely shitting myself playing the guys that were around me in the Auries team, and the guys I was coming up against at Marist. As a little 19-year-old little stick that I was back then, it was very intimidating. I'll say.
You played with some pretty important people there at the Oriental-Rongotai club. What was it like playing with them, and what have you learnt from their game? Because some of them have gone on to play at the professional level.
Yeah. I've been lucky enough to play with a couple of All Blacks. That was awesome. Obviously Mata's the main one. How many 100+ All Black games he would just his work rate. I remember playing one game with him. He just kept pulling me aside and just saying, just keep working hard. And when he was taking sort of helping out at trainings and that, he was always super positive and just work rate. That's what I got from those the pro guys that would come down. They just work so hard on their basic skills and just I guess the old ticker. They just go and go and go. So it was really cool to play with those types of people like Julian Sevilla-Adi as well, Matty Proctor, Motu, Mark Reddish. The list goes on at Auries. It was great to play with all those guys. It was awesome.
And of course, you brought up your 100th game. Tell us what year that was and who was it against, and what was it like running out playing 100 games for a club?
Yeah, I think it was 2017. We played against Huddy Boys at Huddy Boys. That was amazing. I never thought that I'd bring up 100 games for any club, let alone Auries. Remember when I was a junior playing rugby. Remember always going out to the polo ground playing against Auries was always the toughest game. So I never imagined that I would play like for them, or let alone 100. It was awesome playing some of my best mates, guys like Huddy Hui and Polo Kuso. Played a lot of rugby with those guys. Just playing with them to join that 100 club for Auries is great. I managed to score. I think I scored 2 tries in that game, which was great. But we did lose, unfortunately. But it was a pretty good party afterwards, celebrating. It was awesome. It was a special moment, just for myself and my family and all the rest of it.
Now, you're pretty colourful personality when you're on the field. Tell us about that headgear.
Yeah. It was a funny one. I actually stole it off my friend George Fainga. I just wore it. I kept on getting I had a few head knocks. When I was younger, I got a couple of bad ones. So I know it doesn't help with the head knock, but it kind of gave me a bit of a mental thing. If I had it on, then I wouldn't go into tackles sort of half-assed and when you get hurt. So just wear it. Just I don't know. The main thing I thought was that when you go out there, someone can go, "Oh, that guy with the colourful headgear was a good player, wasn't he?" Or he was useless. I don't know. Might be the same thing, but because it makes people remember you. So good or bad.
Easy enough for a commentator, I could tell you that. So, but tell us, there's such an awareness around head knocks now. You said you got a lot of them when you were young. Have you had any in your senior rugby, and what's it like in terms of your recovery from a head knock?
The head knocks, they're not great. I remember one that I had at Polo Ground. It was really weird. I got knocked out, and then I remembered everything that was going on around me, and I could feel the guys putting their fingers in my mouth trying to get my mouth gut out. I just couldn't do anything. My body wouldn't move. It was a really weird situation. But head knocks, they were not great, obviously, with footy. And I just think that boys should take the time. Footy is only like a short part of your life. Playing it's so much fun. I know a few years ago, one of the boys got knocked out at training, or didn't get knocked out, got a concussion, and then we were playing Norths, and he was a horrible, and he really wanted to play, and the coach just pulled him off, and he was gutted. He was real annoyed. He was real gutted, I think in the future he'll come to thank them for that. But at the time, and I've done it myself, you come off after 2 weeks after a knock, you're like, I'm fine, nothing's wrong, I'm good to go. But looking back, it's such a short time that you get to play footy for, and like your life is more important than 1 or 2 matches that you might miss due to a knock. So I do think that I like the new although it's hard adjusting, the new tackle height rules.
Yep.
And it's good for the game, but yeah, it's going to hopefully help with those concussions and whatnot.
Now, you've played all over the back line. You've scored over 420 career points. What is your preferred position in the back line, and why?
Preferred, most comfortable just would be out on the wing. Just get the ball and run. I just love running with it. Just scoring tries. That was always my goal when I was younger. Just score as many tries as I could. But these days, getting a bit slower now, so, and putting on a bit more around the middle. So just moving in slowly, and feel like I can maybe help organize and help out with some of the calls and whatnot, and let some of the fast younger guys go out in the wing and they can score all the tries.
Yep.
But yeah, probably wing fullbacks my for what I've played the most and what I'd be most comfortable with. Playing in the midfield's new to me for the last few years, so I'm enjoying it though. It's cool position change.
And have you had any representative honours from club rugby at all?
I played 1 season with the Bees. I got called in. I think they might have been 2016 or 15. I think played a couple of games for them, which was awesome. I played for the Wellington Maoris as well. Played with them for a good few years. Really enjoyed that environment there. Great team to be a part of. I don't know what it is about that Māoris jersey, but guys can come from playing senior first or even social footy and put that Wellington Māoris jersey on. They're playing up against some of the best club rugby players in Wellington and doing a really good job of it. And yeah, it's just a great team to be a part of. Great environment. Love that team.
Now, we're going to try something here, Andrew. I got sent through a video this afternoon. I believe you know the name Corey Lawrence by any chance. So I'm just going to see if this works. Can you tell us about this? I'll just play it again because it just went there, but we'll play it again.
Oh, Corey.
So can you tell us what happened there, mate?
We're doing a bit of speed training a few years ago, and I slipped over, and Corey managed to beat me. I'll give you that one, Causa. You got me there.
Oh, he would have made sure that you would have remembered that one. So
yeah, he's never let me forget it. He always sends me photos of him going like this, number one. I'm number one. Still. Nah,
yeah,
Corey, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Good humour. So let's this weekend, you've got the highly fancy Petone, but you're at home at Hell Park this Saturday. They beat Norths 41 points to 3 on the weekend. What are you expecting from Petone, and how will Jayville prepare for them?
Yeah, Petone, they're strong. They're probably favourites to take off the whole comp, I'd say, at the moment. They're from the results last year and the players that they have. They're such a strong outfit. I know Pipes. He's a great coach. He's a great defensive coach. He's got great defensive record as well. I think last year they had the best defensive record, and it goes to show. They got, guys like Khan Green, who I played at Wolf at school. He leads them around the park so well, and they got threats everywhere. Their loosies are strong, their backs are strong, their outside backs. They've got a real well-balanced team. So for us, we just got to, we play well up at Houston. We train there every week, and our results there haven't been too bad over the past few years. We always push teams close up at Houston. So, for us, it's just more about we just play our game. Don't try not to get sucked into how Petone play, how they play, because if we let them do that, it's proven that they're just going to run away with it eventually, because they're such a well-drilled and skilled team. So now we know that we can, if we played our potential, that we can tip them up. And I always back us. every game that we play, regardless if we're playing teams like Petone or whoever, or the bigger clubs. So
Now, of course, Petone are the defending Swindell Shield champions. Johnsonville last won the Swindell Shield in 1998. Can the Hawks win it in 2023?
Yeah, mate, definitely we can. I would say our boys, there's 15 guys on each team. Everyone's got 2 arms and 2 legs. We've got good coaches, and we've got good players this year. So we definitely can. We definitely can do it. As though some people might sort of laugh at that, which I understand based on our results in the past few years and whatnot. But we have full belief in ourselves and in our group and in our coaches that we can do it. We don't go out there to ever lose. We don't go out there to come second or just to participate. We want to win the Swindell Shield and the Jubilee Cup, but we got to take small steps, take it week by week, and yeah, we definitely believe that we can go all the way.
Well, Andrew, all the best for Petone this weekend. Hopefully, we'll see you in Johnsonville around this season. But many thanks for coming on the Huddy Hui tonight. All the best this weekend.
Mate. Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks for your time. Cheers.
Andrew Ellis there, Johnsonville midfielder. And what a way for the season for Johnsonville to start. But round 2 is this weekend. And, of course, we've got 2 games on Thursday night tomorrow. Might be for due reasons, people being away. But these are the 2 games that are on tomorrow night. Northern United host Avalon Wolves at Burniewood Artificial at 7:30 p.m. And the Wellington Axemen take on Wainuiomata at Haitaido Park at 7:30 p.m. So, therefore, we've got a shortened structure on Saturday. Of course, Johnsonville taking on Petone at Helston Park, Poneke taking on Upper Hutt, Tawa versus MSP at Lyndhurst Park, Parramatta Plymerton taking on Oriental-Rongotai at Ngāti Toa Domain. And the game I'll be calling this weekend on Te Puka o Te Ika is Old Boys University versus Huddle Boys Marist at Rugby League Park. All those games on Saturday kick off at 2:45. So make sure, go around and see some local club rugby this Easter weekend. Next Wednesday, we have our next Huddy Hui guest, episode 76, and that actually is a young player at Oriental-Rongotai who's going to be our guest next week. His name is Ronaldo Siumanga. He's going to be our guest on the Huddy Hui next week. He's a product of St. Patrick's College, Wellington, so we look forward to having him on the Hui next Wednesday. But that's the Huddy Hui for tonight. Have a good Easter weekend all, and ciao.